Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to talk about how can you work miles away from the office. This one is based on the fourth step of the book, The 4-Hour Workweek. This one is liberation. So, did you ever thought about working outside the office, working from home, working wherever and whenever you want? What if your boss would let you do this and then he would give you the possibility of working outside the office and having your own schedule? Would you take it? Then, if you would, then why the hell not to try it? The whole point of this chapter is for you to work whenever and wherever you want, as long as you get the job done. So, let's go for an example. Let's say John. So John has just gone through the elimination process, which I have discussed on previous videos, and now is much more productive and much more fundamental piece in a firm, so which makes him much more expensive if the firm loses him. So John has been thinking about working outside the office, and he came up with a plan that is going to face his boss with this one and try to make this plan work. So he divided this in 5 steps. The first one is increase investment. John convinces the company on investing on his idea that it's going to make the communication between workers much more effective. So the company is now investing on something that John asked for. Now John is ready to try his productivity from home. So for 2 days of the week, Tuesday and Thursday, he calls in sick and he doesn't go to the office. Instead, he stays at home and he sees if he can be much more productive outside the office. So he makes sure that in those 2 days, he works twice as much as hard as he would if he were in the office. He also has to work from a computer, and the computer he can't access when he isn't home, so he installs a program that allows him to go through the computer files that he has in the office by using his personal computer. So this is all set for the step number 3. This one is prepare the quantifiable business benefits. This one is prepare the quantifiable business benefits. So now John has to measure in terms of quantity the amount of work he has made while he is at home versus the amount of work that he would do if he was in the office. So he measures his productivity of those 2 days that he called in sick, and he prepares an argument that is going to face his boss with this one. And he also gives some explanations as to why he has been more productive by working from home. It's all set for the 4th step. This one is prepare a revocable trial period. So now John goes to his boss and he faces him with his possibility of working 2 days a week. He presents him the arguments that he prepared, and he faces his boss with how much productive he has been by working at home versus how much he has been by working in the office. Well, John isn't quite hoping to get the 2 days out of the office, but he gives them anyway. In case of the boss says no, he can also counter-propose with just 1 day and see if his plan goes ahead. So let's say that the boss was convinced and gives the 2-week trial period for John to work 2 days from home outside the office. And this is all set for the step number 5. This one is expand. So now that the 2 weeks have passed and John has been working 2 days at home, he had to make sure that on those 2 days he was much more productive than he would be if he was in the office. So he sets up a meeting with his boss and he shows him the results. He shows him this and he asks for another trial for 2 weeks for 4 days working outside the office. This is the time where you have to go all in with it. Well, your boss might not be very convinced at the beginning, and there are 2 setbacks that he may face with, that you'll be thinking about. The first one might be, are you thinking about quitting on us? And the other might be, what if everyone decides to work from home? Well, to be prepared for these questions, you should ask. So the first one is, you have to be honest. So, say to your boss that at the beginning you were thinking about quitting. You weren't very happy with the work that you were doing, all the distractions from work and from the office were keeping away all your happiness and interest in doing the job. But once you were working from home, you were much more productive, you were giving more to the company, and your levels of happiness and productivity have increased, so you no longer are thinking about quitting. As on to the second one, well, people, if they want to work from home, they have to prove that they can be productive, and they can do the office. And they have to prove that they also are responsible to work outside the office without supervision. And if they do, and they still want to work from home, well, just let them do it. Their levels of happiness and productivity are going to grow higher, and the costs of the office are going to drop off. So now that you have convinced your boss to work 4 days a week from home for a period of 2 weeks trial, it's time for you to go and get back to convince him to work 5 days a week outside the office. Remember, for you to do this, you need to show productivity and you have to show your boss that he can trust you and you get your job done. But what if my boss said no to all of this? Well, here's the thing. Some jobs are beyond repair. So if you're facing stuck in another job that your boss doesn't allow you to do this, just kill the job. Sometimes the problem and the solution are quite simple. We are just worried that we might end up worse than what we are when we were in a job that we hated. Well, let me tell you, like a band-aid, it's much easier than you think. Being fired might be a traumatic experience. It's like life will knock you down in the stomach and you stay on the floor for 3 entire days without knowing what to do with your life. Well, let me tell you, not everyone is lucky enough to get fired from the job that they hate. Once you get back on your track, you see that you getting fired was something good that happened to you. But still, there are 3 main phobias that people usually think and fear when they are thinking about quitting their job. The first one is quitting is permanent. What the fuck? Quitting is not permanent, and you are not quitting. You are just changing direction. Only if you were stupid, you would stick to a path that is not going to lead you to where you want to go. If you are stuck in a job that you hate, just get out from there. The second one is, I won't be able to pay my bills. Well, the goal in here isn't for you to get fired or to quit a job without having a second one right after it. So this problem kind of solves it out because you are quitting one and you are going to another one that you like. And even if you get fired and you don't have another job for the next few days, well, it might not be as hard as you think. You can always cut in your expenses like eating out, going through parties, you can park your car in the garage and start use public transportations. You can always rent your house for a few days and get a little extra income. And you also have some money stored in cash, so you are not going to starve for the next days or for the next weeks until you find another job. Now the third main phobia is, it will ruin my resume. That is probably the stupidest thing of all. Getting the bad things under the rug, it's all about job interviews. So getting fired might be an incredible opportunity for you to do the thing that you have been thinking about your whole entire life. Well, you probably got more 20 or 30 years of work ahead of you, so is it really bad to take 1 year to do the thing that you've always wanted to? If you always wanted to travel all around the world, well, give it a try. Give it a try this year. It is cheaper than you think. Or you can always take this year or half a year, how long you want to get to do the things that you've wanted to do. Like, have you always wanted to write a book or try some acting skills or do some volunteering or philanthropy thing? Well, there's an incredible opportunity that is facing to you, that the world is providing to you. So take it. And let me tell you another thing, it would look pretty awesome on your resume, because once you are going back to job interviews, well, you are going to face a person that is constantly hearing the entire day people talking about work. What would you think when you go to that person and he sees that you spent an entire year doing something completely different? He would cheer the shit out of him. The bored interviewer that spent the entire day talking about work would have some new topic to talk about, and the person that would relate that happiness was to you, so you might stand out from the rest of them. So think about all of this. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next video.